I'm Tom Capiaghi, and this is my wife Phyllis. We just celebrated our 43rd anniversary. We've been coming here since 2009. We got saved in our
Teenage
teens.
years.
There was revival going on, and some people getting saved, and we were very involved in that for years. And then there was a church split, and I didn't handle it very well. And my relationship with the Lord suffered. And it was a time that I was in a deep depression, and I fell into sexual sin.
It was part of his history that he had a very difficult childhood. Tom was sexually abused as a 6-year-old for probably a year, and it was very serious. The man finally was found out and went to jail. And so that ended up having more of an effect on his life than he even knew.
I had gotten involved with same-sex relationships at that time, and it was something that I couldn't believe that happened. And it wasn't until many years later that we ended up here at Grace, and it was a time when I was depressed and suicidal because I just couldn't deal with what I'd been doing. And there was, on January 31st, 2010, Pastor Jared preached a sermon called Grace Over Guilt. And it was a story about infidelity and grace and forgiveness. And the Holy Spirit just made very clear to me that I needed to confess to Phyillis what had gone on. It was something I swore I'd carry to my grave. And the moment I acknowledged in my heart that I would tell her, something happened to me. From that moment, the bondage of sexual sin had been broken in my life.
So it was obviously devastating as a wife, as a mother, but God gave me an incredible gift. And the Holy Spirit, when you walk with Him, He speaks to you in ways that really help you. I knew I had the capability of destroying him or setting him free in forgiveness, and made the choice to set him free in forgiveness. And you make a choice of your will, the Holy Spirit empowers you, and it's a choice you make. My emotions at the time were all over the place, but being able to make the choice to forgive and then decide that we're going to work together against the enemy's work. And we were bonded together. We said, the enemy is going to be really sorry he did this to us, because we will take this and we will glorify him in the end. And that's what brings us here today. But we went through years of learning about sexual abuse and what sexual abuse does to make people vulnerable to sexual sin and to difficulties. We learned about addictions and what addictions do to take hold of your life in a way that you cannot break it without the power of God.
I learned a new kind of love of Jesus that I received through my wife, that enabled me to go on. And I wouldn't be here today I had no hope. I was looking for years and screaming on the inside and had no hope and didn't know where to go. And I just want other people to know that there is hope and there is freedom in Jesus Christ. And the beginning of freedom is confession and transparency and openness. And I just need to share that message, and I need to let people know what God has done, because it happened here at Grace.
We are at a place now where we live in freedom. Our marriage is far better than it was ever before. We, again, celebrated 43 years. And our heart's desire is to glorify the Lord and to really bring His hope to people who are broken before the sin in their life.
The Lord is kicking darkness, and it's happening here. And we want people to know about that. It's because if we don't tell, they won't know. And it's for God's glory. It's that He would be glorified. And
let's go, Grace, because we are kicking the darkness up into the northeast. And we are going to set captives free by our testimonies. They overcame Him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimonies. And we have testimonies here. They're growing every day. And so we need to pull ourselves all together, and we got to get out there and find our broken people and help them and love them and be Christ to them.